good evening. How are you guys doing today? Got a question for y'all. Now, I've been doing counseling and I'm addressing issues with myself, and I'm working on myself. And I'm putting in the work to be a better person, not just for relationship purposes, but I'm truly at peace with myself, but I want to be a better person. And so the first thing that I listed that I want to work on was my communication skills. As adults, can we communicate? And I'm being serious. Are we people that listen just to respond? Are we people that listen and understand when we're talking to our significant other? What are they saying? Can we comprehend it? Because it seems like there's a lot of issues in communication and definitely relationships. People will date somebody and they'll be 4 or 5 years in and frustrated because they may not be getting something they want out of that person, but yet they never mention it or tell them. I know people think, well, they supposed to know, you supposed to be able to read my mind, you supposed to come ready equipped, that's true. But if you never tell somebody, how do they know? Like if you never tell your kids something, everybody don't learn by the stove being hot, not touching. Some people you have to explain to. You know, when you have your boundaries, when you have your standards, do you communicate what you expect and your expectations? You know, if you like going out and you dating a person that may take you out once a quarter or once in a while, but you don't convey that to them, you don't let them understand that, you don't connote that, are you really setting yourself up for failure? Is communication something that's important to you? I mean, we'll be in a relationship and we won't never say, well, why do you sleep this way? Why do you do this? But then you irritated, you mad. And the whole time that person feels like they're winning, but they're losing. And they're losing you. So are we communicating? You know, I went to counseling and I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it. And as I go through and as I talk, you know, I'm trying to gain more understanding for actions or consequences, or how can I be a better person? And I keep drawing back to that. Am I doing the right things? Am I communicating? Am I understanding? Am I, like I say, as I told y'all in previous videos, a lot of time as men, we think of nagging as we take a defensive posture. But a lot of times deep down, nagging is really your significant other telling you to love them how they want to be loved and draw closer to them. But our favorite mechanism is stonewalling, just being quiet. So are we communicating? Do we know how to communicate? Have we learned how to communicate? Are we working on our communication? A lot of times I read a post somebody posted, they were like a sincere, deep, real apology, and a conversation will fix a lot of things. But do we understand how to articulate ourselves in a way that our partners can understand? Because a lot of things we bring on ourselves. You know, one person happy in a relationship, one person sad, but we're lacking communication. As adults, we should have the emotional maturity to communicate. We should definitely be over past traumas. And one thing I have learned, and if you do research this, in a relationship, in a family, or in your closest friends, that's where you get the most healing from. So when you're really seeking a relationship, or you seeking companionship, is really your mind and your body and spirit telling you it's time to find someone that can bring something out of you where you can heal or be better. And so I just ask these questions. What are we doing to work on our communication? As adults, can we communicate? We expect so much out of our children. We expect so much out of co-workers, and we expect so much out of ourselves. But are we doing the steps to communicate and be a better person? Are we just sitting here in a relationship and somebody's happy and the other person's miserable because we're not able to have the emotional and intellectual maturity to sit down as adults and figure out what the problem is and work on it? A lot of problems are not going to be solved overnight, but they can be worked at. And for adults, we are bad about just, I'm going to stand on business, this is me, I'm not going to change, instead of working together and being better. So that's just my question for today, man. Are we working on our communication? What are the steps? For me, I'm going to counseling, I'm reading on it, and I'm trying to understand. not just mental health and working out, eating right and reading, but I'm trying to get an understanding on how to communicate. And I will say this, heterosexual man, I like women that were naturally born a woman. So now at this stage in my life, I have a lot of male associates. I have some best friends, but I'm seeking and drawing advice from actual women. Learning how to communicate, learning how to be better. So, like I say, just a question to you guys. Y'all have a great, awesome day, and I'll get back with you. About to get ready to go to work. One love, peace, be blessed.